Hello and welcome. Today we'll be talking about applying for financial aid. Please be aware that the images, dates, and other information you see in this video are from the current school year and are subject to change. As always, up-to-date information is available on our website at cabrillo.edu/financial-aid. We recommend that students submit an application every year because you never know what type of aid you are eligible to receive until you apply. New applications are released every October 1st. The priority deadline is March 2nd, so we always encourage students to submit their application early in order to be eligible for the most amount of aid. The application year begins in the fall, continues through the spring, and ends with the summer the following calendar year. Before starting your application, be sure to gather appropriate information and documents. This may include your Social Security number, tax documents, and other income information. There are two financial aid applications, the FAFSA and the California DREAM Act. You will need to complete one, and this will depend on your status. We will go over this shortly. Both applications ask the same information. Your citizenship status will determine which application you will complete. Students that are U.S. citizens, permanent residents, eligible non-citizens, or T visa holders will complete the FAFSA. Students that are undocumented, have a valid or expired DACA, are a U visa holder, have temporary protected status, or meet the non-resident exemption requirements under AB 540 will complete the California DREAM Act. Let's go over the FAFSA application. In order to complete the FAFSA, you will need to first create an FSA ID. Your FSA ID is an electronic signature that is unique to each person. When creating your ID, make sure to carefully type in your name, birth date, Social Security number, and other information. If you are a dependent student, you will also need one parent to create their own FSA ID in order for them to sign the application. Please save this information as it will be needed every year you apply for aid. In order to apply for the FAFSA, you will need to log in to fafsa.gov. Your parent's citizenship status does not affect your eligibility for student aid, nor will you be asked about their status. If your parent does not have a valid Social Security number, you will need to enter all zeros in that field for your application. Without a valid Social Security number, your parent will not be able to sign the FAFSA electronically and will instead need to print out a signature page and mail it in to complete the application. Next, let's talk about the California DREAM Act. In order to apply for the California DREAM Act, you will need to log in to dream.csac.ca.gov. You will need to verify that you meet the criteria to complete your application. Both applications will ask you a series of questions that are outlined as follows. Step 1. Identity information, high school completion status, and education level. Step 2. Student and spouse if married, financial information. Step 3. Dependency questions to determine status. Step 4. Parent demographic and financial information, if dependent. Step 5. Household size and number of family members in college. Step 6. School selection. You can list up to 10 colleges that you want your application sent to. Step 7. Review application, sign, and submit. What parent information should I report? If your parents are married or live together, you will need to report both. If not, you will need to report the parent with whom you've lived with more over the past year. If you've lived with both parents equally or do not live with your parents, report who provided the most financial support over the past year. If that parent has remarried, also report the information from your step-parent. Are students required to provide parent information on their application? The answer is yes. The government considers any student under the age of 24 a dependent and must provide parent information unless they meet one of the special criteria. There are a few exceptions that will determine a student to be independent, such as if the student is turning 24 before the semester begins, has a dependent, is currently serving in active duty or a veteran, and more. There are some exceptions that allow a student that do not meet any of these criteria to be considered independent. If one of these apply to you, please reach out to our office so that we can initiate a dependency override appeal for you. Hopefully this helped clear up some questions. If you still have some, you can email us at financial.aid@cabrillo.edu. Make sure to check out our financial aid website resources page for both video and digital guides on various financial aid topics.